Hello, mamas. Welcome back to another episode of Is It Bedtime Yet? And I am still not used to saying that. I have to double think about it because I feel like I'm still going to say our old name. But it's our new name, our new setup, doing video.
Loving
I love it.
Yeah.
Great. So something we've been wanting to talk about for a long time is different parenting styles. And I think we definitely want to get an expert on here for this. But I just think it's interesting because with the rise of social media, we see a lot of these parenting experts, whether they're an expert or not, talk about different scenarios, things you can do. And now that I'm like living that life, like now that Demi is at the point where I have to start figuring out how to parent her because will be 2 next month, which is crazy. I'm starting to notice that she's starting to, when she gets frustrated, she's starting to hit and like throw things. And it's really, honestly, it's really not bad. But now I'm like, okay, how is she going to respond best? And it's really made me realize like, it's not about the kind of parent I want to be and my style. It's the kind of parent that she needs.
But she's going to respond to the best.
Exactly. Yeah, like that totally. She's going to respond to the best, which is going to differ child to child. Like our kids are complete opposites. And like, so our parenting styles have to be completely opposite.
My kid literally laughs at everything I do.
Yeah. So like if you were to try to like gentle parent her, it would not work.
She would laugh at me.
Yeah. Like that's the thing is like you have to go by how your child is.
So when I was leaving here, I was like, Mick, can I have a kiss? And she's like, and like spitting at me. And I'm like, don't do that. And I like use like a stern voice and she's like, and I'm like, Michelina, don't do that. And then I said, Daddy was going to get you another fish. You're not going to get another fish if you keep doing that. I said, I want a kiss. And she's like, meh, and like whatever. And then this morning, Michael's talking to her and she's like, fucking damn. And I'm like, what did you just say? And she's like laughing. I'm like, what do you say? And she's like, I said fucking damn. I said, why did you say that? She goes, because I wanted to. And then like, I'm trying so hard not to laugh. Like when she was,
I know, it's funny.
When she was spitting at me, like she was doing it like so funny and she was like laughing after. Now Michael's laughing. Now I'm trying not to laugh. And now I'm trying to talk to her stern.
Right.
And it just like isn't happening. So I've tried gentle parenting.
That's not going to work with her.
It's not her personality. I hate gentle parenting.
It's not going to work with her. Yeah. But it's funny because gentle parenting will work with Demi. It's just they have 2 very different demeanors.
Yes. I do timeouts in the corner. And the thing is I'll do so, like I'll put her in the corner and she's like, sorry, mommy, I won't do it again. I promise, mommy. I listen. I'm a good girl. I listen. I'm like, okay. And then 5 minutes later, she's doing it again.
Yeah, I know. There's a difference between like, I feel like the defiant age of like where they're getting to like, how do you respond to that? Like, do you then have to be stern and do it all over again and do it all over again until it sticks? Or does it then become a game to her? You know what I mean? Like, where is that line?
Know. It's like both. So when she's playing with somebody and she's really bad at cheering, but also like getting better. If she grabs something from somebody and I see her do it, and if she sees me get up and walk over there with my finger, she go like, here, Lila, here you go. And she knows that I'm ready to punish her, whatever. Yeah. So for me, I noticed that talking stern and not yelling,
right,
but talking like very like firm and stern to her and like being serious, she'll take me a little bit more seriously, but still like I don't know. And I also feel like she goes through phases. It's like there'll be like 2 weeks where she's like so good and is listening to anything I say. And then there's other weeks where it's just so challenging and she's just not listening to anything that I do. But there's this one thing that she does is she pulls people's hair when she gets mad. So and mainly her friends, if they're not sharing or listening to her. And I know that she's the oldest one and not everyone can talk as well as her, so she gets frustrated, and that's her outlet to be like, hey, listen to me.
Right.
Is pulling hair. So if she pulls someone's hair, I'll pull her hair, and she laughs. She laughs.
Oh my God.
She's like, ow. And I'm like, you're laughing.
Yeah.
But I want to show her that, like, and I know that's mean, but like, I want to show her what it feels like for someone to get their hair pulled.
Yeah.
Because maybe she'll be like, oh my God, ow, that does really hurt. Like, I shouldn't do that to somebody.
Right. But does she have that cognizant thinking pattern yet? Like, these are the things that, like,
well, so I'll do it, like, do you like that? And she'll be like, no, no. And then I'm like, it hurts, right? And she'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, so then you can't do it to other people, because you have to know, like, if you do something to somebody and then they do it back, you're not going to like it either.
Yeah.
So, like, if she hits her friend, I'm just like, hit her back.
Yeah.
And I know it's terrible, but it's like, I'm all for an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
That's how I am. So, like, but it's like, I know it's really bad parenting, but how is my kid going to learn that if hitting somebody is not right or doesn't feel good, how is she going to know that?
Right.
She's not going to know that it hurts.
Yeah.
Just because she sees a kid crying doesn't mean that instantly means that something hurts.
Yeah.
She doesn't know why they're crying, because she's like, why are they crying? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe because you just slapped her in the face or you pulled her hair. Like, she doesn't understand that it hurts.
Right.
So I feel like if it's done to her, then maybe she'll understand a little bit better. I know it's really terrible to say.
Well, it's hard because we have that thinking pattern. So we're trying to, like, break it down for them to where they can understand it. And it's hard. It's hard when, like, you know, I'm not a psychology major. I don't know any of this. And it's just interesting that there's so many different styles of parenting, and then trying to figure out what works best for your child, and also what works best for you too. Because I know there's some people that want to do gentle parenting, but their kids just don't respond.
Do you ever see the gentle parenting on, like, Instagram? And it's like, so if you don't sit your fucking ass down right now, I swear to God, I'm going to fucking call daddy, and he's going to come and he's going to beat the shit out of you, or like whatever. And then
calm voice. So when I Google, there are apparently 4 main parenting styles.
All right, let's see if I'm one of them.
They are authoritarian. Oh, where'd they go? Here we go. Authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, and neglectful.
Oh.
Okay.
So just ignore your kid?
I guess so.
I mean, sometimes I will, like, if she does curse and like she says something,
just ignore it.
And I kind of just ignore it, because
you'll feed into it. If you laugh or you say don't say that, then they're going to say it more and more and more.
Right.
So we're at that stage with Demi too, where she's just a parrot. Like, she just
what
says
did I
whatever.
say? And she said, I think I said fuck, and she was like, oh fuck, and I'm like, oop.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like, because she's just becoming a parrot now. She's just repeating what we say, but we do the same thing. We don't acknowledge it. We just, and then, you know, sometimes she says it, sometimes she doesn't. And like the other day, I was like, oh, she shit her, like, I was like, Dennis, she has a shit in her pants, like, change your diaper. And she walked around shitting pants, like, and it was so funny, but like, I'm like, I have to laugh, like, turned around so she doesn't see it, because, you know, you don't want to, because then she'll keep saying it, but
so Michelina has been, like, having issues pooping, and I don't know if she's, like, afraid to poop, but it's been, like, really hard getting her just to go to the bathroom. So, like, we've been bribing her. Like, she loves like gummy bears now, or like any type of gummy. So, like, I'll say, like, oh, if you poop, like, I'll give you a gummy. And it's not just it's not even toilet. Like, I just need her to poop. Like, she'll go like 4 or 5 days without pooping, and then I'll have to give her a suppository. It's been really bad. Yeah. So I think she's actually afraid to poop. So the other day, like, I told her, I said, I'm gonna have to put medicine in your butt if you don't go. And she, I will, mommy, I go. And she, I'm pooping. And then so, like, my mother-in-law changing it around. I'm like, oh my God, like, my mother-in-law, we love to, like, experiment her shit. I know it's disgusting, but that's just what we do. And then so I go to my mother-in-law, I go, Nani, I go, you got to come take a look at Michelina's shit. And then she comes upstairs, she goes, Grandpa, you want to see my shit? And I'm like, oh my God. But then it's like something like that, like, it's like funny.
Yeah,
but you're like, oh, she shouldn't be saying that, but
I know.
yeah.
I know. So. What are you going to do? Like, all kids do it.
I know.
You know,
so
but it is
let
funny.
me hear the definitions.
Okay. So authoritative parenting style is often considered the ideal style for its combination of warmth and flexibility while making it clear that the parents are in charge. So that's authoritative.
Do you ever ask like Demi who's the boss or who's in charge?
No, so I don't think she has that concept yet. Or maybe she does.
Do you know what Michelina says?
Michelina.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And I say, no. I say, anybody that's watching you. I said, so it's mommy, daddy, nunny, grandpa, grandma, Lindsay, whoever watching you is the boss. You are not the boss. She goes, I'm the boss. So it's like right then and there.
Yeah.
She knows.
Right. Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't think Demi doesn't understand that yet. She doesn't. She's, like you said, Michelina literally has like the IQ of like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's not normal.
Let's see. So permissive parenting style might pride themselves on being their child's best friend. These parents are warm and nurturing with open communication. They are actively involved in their children's emotional well-being. So I feel like this is like gentle parenting a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
They also have low expectations and use discipline sparingly. Permissive parents let children make their own choices, but also bail them out if it doesn't go well. I think that's me.
Okay. You have to discipline your child.
Yes, but I'm going to be honest with you. Demi doesn't need much discipline. That's why, like, I feel like she's such a different child.
Yeah.
Where, like, but she is starting to get that. Like I said, she's starting to hit. Like, she's just, I mean, this is in the last, like, 2 weeks. She's really starting to become a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to, I have to figure out, like, what way works best
I will
for her.
say one thing, like, Michelina's not really a hitter, and she's never bit.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, kids go through the biting phase.
Yeah.
She has not gone through that, thank God. And the hitting, like, not really either. Like, she'll just do it to, like, get our attention. She'll be like, Mom! And she'll, like, hit me or whatever, but not, like, because she's mad. Her new thing is she gets very frustrated when she can't, like, open something. Or she'll be like, I can't do it! And she gets, like, really, really angry. And I'm like, all right, like, you either have anger issues like your mother, or, you know, you can't figure it out. So I, like, go over there. I'm like, Mick, like, it's okay. Like, if you can't do something, just ask mommy, I'll help you.
Right.
So, like, they
can't, like, regulate those emotions yet.
They can't.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so
Let's see.
and none of either of those. I might be the neglect at this point.
No. Okay, so wait, let's go back because they have examples of each.
Okay.
So the example of the authoritative.
Okay.
We'll go back to that one. One place where parenting style shows it's at mealtime. So authoritative parents have more family meals where the parent models eating behaviors rather than imposing strict restrictions. The parent will include the children in meal preparation. Perhaps the child will choose what's for dinner once a week and then choose a side dish. Research shows that children of authoritative mothers have a high quality of diet and eat more fruits than children from other parenting styles.
Not me.
So I feel like that's, it kind of seems like
So usually I say,
it's allowing the child to make choices.
okay,
Right? Like,
yeah.
But you're the authoritative parent where, like, you're in charge, but you're allowing your child to become confident.
Yeah, I always ask
Mick.
Well, I don't cook, so Michelina is not going to get
What do
really.
you want to order for dinner, Michelina?
Right. She'll be like, well, in the morning, she'll be like, I'll be like, oh, what do you want for breakfast? She'll be like, order it. I'm like, what? So she knows whatever. But if I say, hey, Michelina, what do you want for dinner? Do you want pizza? Do you want chicken? And then, if I don't say something, she'll go like, pasta, broccoli. I'd be like, okay, not a problem.
Demi does that too. Like, I asked her 2 days ago, I said, what do you want for dinner? She goes, eggs and pancakes. I go, you don't gotta tell me twice. I'm fine with breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, she wanted that for dinner the other night. She wanted my mom to make her eggs. So we made her eggs. So I'm okay with, like, I'm a parent in that way. Let's see this.
Okay, so an example of permissive parenting when it comes to food.
Oh, God.
They allow their child to choose what they want, even if that means the parent makes a special meal. It could lead to picky eating and unhealthy diet choices. Permissive parenting is associated with lower fruit and veggie intake, and it also may result in inexperience in trying new things or going with the flow in difficult and social settings. So it's pretty much, we're having this, the child's not eating it, the child asks for ice cream, so the child's just going to get ice cream for dinner. That's what it kind of seems like.
I kind of do that, but in a way, Michelina will eat anything.
Yeah.
loves tomatoes, cucumbers, olives, blackberries are her new thing. Tuna fish, shrimp, chicken,
so she's
pasta,
a good eater.
broccoli. But the thing is like lately she's not been eating a lot.
Yeah. They go through phases,
Yes.
I feel like.
And I feel like she eats better for my mom and my mother-in-law and doesn't eat well for me. So when she's at my mother-in-law, she'll be like, she ate this, she ate that. She was eating Melissa's meal, she was eating Marco's meal, she was eating Grandpa's meal. Like, and my mom says the same thing. Like, she always wants what somebody else has or whatever.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, she's a really good eater. Just depends on the day.
Yeah, but I think that's toddlers in general. Like Demi will have days where she's like housing food like it's no one's business, and the next day she has like ketchup for lunch, and like that's it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like you're still alive, so it's fine.
But I will say, yeah, Michelina will eat anything.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is authoritarian. Authoritarian parents use strict rules, high standards, and punishment to regulate the child's behavior. So they have high expectations. They are not flexible on them. Children of authoritarian parents are good at following instructions and behave well. However, these children might grow up with a fear of punishment and lack of experience making their own decisions. So they might become aggressively rebellious, lack social skills, and may have difficult making sound decisions on their own.
Yeah, I'm not like really strict. So I find that with really strict parenting like that, your kid's gonna rebel. Like, if you don't give them, and like, let's say they grew up with like no fast food, no sweets, no candy, no nothing. They were, had to be watched when they go out. Like the parent had to be there. Like when parents are like helicopter parents, I feel that when they get older, they
slingshot the other way.
They're gonna sneak out of the house. They're gonna experiment with alcohol, drugs, and not necessarily all of them.
No.
But I feel that kids that get to miss out on their childhood because such of a strict parenting rules, they then rebel.
Yeah. Well, I feel like even like growing up, like the friends that I had that their parents were very, very strict, they were the ones that were hiding everything. They were passing out in the field from alcohol. Meanwhile, like who knows what happened to them. And meanwhile, I had a very open relationship with my mom where if I was drinking and I was underage, I'd call her and be like, Mom, I was drinking. Like, I don't want to get in the car with so-and-so. They've been drinking. There would never be two questions asked. She would pick me up and we would never talk about it again.
Yeah.
And that was, for me, the best thing because I was always put into safer situations because I knew I wasn't gonna.
You can trust your mom. You weren't afraid to say, "Hey, Mom, I drank," because if somebody who is in this position where they're parented like this and they say, "You know what? I'm not going to tell my mom. I'm just going to get in the car with this person. They drank, but it might be safer in my mind
than my parents
than to call my parents."
Yeah
And to me, I wouldn't want a relationship like that with my daughter.
No, absolutely not. Well, I feel like mother-daughter relationships are a little different. I could be wrong because that's the only sense that I have with my mom. That's what we had, is like there was just always like open communication and trust. Where like that's what I want for Demi, and like that's what I see with even my mother-in-law. So I don't know, like I can't, because I haven't experienced that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
guess
can't imagine.
Yeah, it probably depends on the relationship that you do have with your mom for sure. But like I know with my mom, I could call her up any moment or time or whatever, and tell her word for word what happened. I wasn't afraid of her.
Right.
But she was very a lenient, good parent, but also was like strict at times that needed to be. Strict.
Yeah.
But I guess it's, the cards you dealt with.
Yeah. All right. So the last one is neglectful, which I don't even know how this is a style, but I guess let's see. So neglectful parents fulfill their child's basic needs and then pay little attention to the child, so it's exactly what we thought it was.
So call CPS.
They tend to offer minimal nurturing, have few expectations or limitations for the child. It's not always a conscious choice parents make, but they can be forced to by circumstance, such as needing to work late shifts, single parenting, mental health concerns, or overall family troubles. Okay, so I get that. If you're a single mom, maybe you work 2 jobs, you're just never around your child's just kind of, they have a roof over their head and food in their mouth and that's it. which I get
Yeah,
that.
they do the bare minimum.
Yeah. So as far as an example of this, as far as eating, parents who are unevolved might not buy groceries or plan meals consistently. That could leave the child concerned about when they will next eat. It can lead to becoming preoccupied with food. Neglectful parents often overeat when food is available and may become overweight, but these children have an easier time leaving home when it's time.
Yes.
Yeah,
because who the hell wants to live home with... Yeah. So basically, if you're neglectful, if you're a neglectful parent, you should either give your kid up for adoption or just don't have kids.
Yeah.
Because that's not a way to parent.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think a good like mix, which these are probably the basis to what we're seeing now as far as like gentle parenting.
Right.
And like, I'm sure they kind of like relabeled them. I feel like a good mix between authoritative and like what was the other one? Permissive.
Yep.
Like, I think that's like a nice little mix.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a combo of like a couple of them. But I'm not like labeled as anything.
Yeah. But again, like I feel like it depends on your child. Like if your child, like say your next kid is a complete opposite of Michelina, you're going to have to parent them differently.
Hopefully.
But so what do you think about, which I think we've touched on this subject before, but kids on social media. So I've kind of like been wishy-washy with this and kind of gone back and forth on this, but you have a different outlook because Michelina not only is on social media, she's on national television.
Yeah.
So it's very different.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are nervous to put their children on social media, whether with the AI, this new AI thing. You know, I don't know if anybody would see them, maybe like stalk them, try to find them where they live.
That's
whatever.
what makes me the most nervous.
Listen, at the end of the day, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It can happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to an elderly person. If you are out there in like you can Google and it could tell you
where I live. Yeah.
Where you work, where you live, who you're related to. So at the end of the day,
nothing's hidden.
I'm going to say this. The government knows everything about you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I know we stress about, you know, what's going to happen, how the world is, like how our children's going to be raised. Like we're afraid. But at the end of the day, like I don't even like, that's why I don't watch the news. I don't listen to, I just try to stay in the moment. I try to live my life to the fullest, enjoy what I have. And if I want to put my kid on social media, I put my kid on social media.
Right.
Like and I know it sounds terrible. At the end of the day, anybody could be out.
Yeah.
And their kid could be stalked.
Yeah.
Just by someone looking at them, they could follow them to go somewhere. Or a kid could be walking home from school and a van could follow. I mean, like, there's so many things that could happen. And for the parents that don't want to put their kids on social media, totally fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But this is my one thing that really fucking annoys me. When people put up pictures and they put an emoji over the child's face.
Yes.
Just don't post it.
So 2 things to say about that.
Because you can there are ways.
Oh, really? Remove them?
I think somebody was telling me. So like I remember I have a picture of Michelina in the tub and I put 2 little flowers.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, fine. Somebody told me that there is a way that somebody can remove those flowers.
I'm sure.
So, I mean...
Yeah. I feel like nothing's safe, but I feel like with that, there's 2 things. One, when I take a picture, like for instance, when we would do like music class with the kids, and I took a picture and there was somebody else's kid in the background, I would put an emoji over that because
you're respecting the parent.
And I have a bigger following. Where if I was just like, you know, someone with the 300 followers that are my friends and family, it's different. Whereas I don't know if that parent wants their child shown to 70,000 people.
Completely. I completely agree.
I do that. And then also before I post, before I know like the parent, I would say like, do you mind if I post this picture with your kid's face. I always ask because, again, like having that presence, I want to make sure it's okay, but also I am a recovering people pleaser. So I try my
recovering. Yeah. Okay.
active people pleaser.
Yeah.
So I try my best to like, just think of other people just because of that different aspect.
Absolutely.
But then my friends, they do not put their daughter on social media at all.
No, but they
theirs
will
is a
put
little,
like the back of her head.
Yes, they do the back of her head.
Which is totally fine. Like, I'm okay with that. I just like hate when there's like a front picture of them and they just like, it's like a blob of emoji.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't gotta post that.
But their reasoning is a little bit different. When she was an infant, I post her all the time, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really care. But now that like, and this is just like, I just think it's me like overthinking. Now that she's older and like becoming a cute little girl, I get nervous to post her. And I feel like I haven't shown her as much. And I've had followers say like, how's Demi doing? Because I do have like 98% women that follow me that want to see my daughter and how she's doing. But then all of a sudden I get a random follow from like Kevin, and anybody I don't know that's a man that follows me, I immediately block them. But fine. I get nervous because she is a cute little girl, and I don't know what freaks are going to do with it. But I do want to like show her for the people that, are interested in my very boring life.
Well, one time this guy did tell me I was his background. He was, yeah.
Oh, you, not Michelina, right?
No,
you.
me.
Yeah.
Me.
All right.
But I was like, I don't know. This was when I was like fit and skinny and good looking.
You are still very good looking.
From the neck up. Fine.
No.
But I was, I was fit, and I remember him messaging me and telling me that I was his background and that he would do whatever.
All right. That is a very nice compliment. That is the best form of flattery you can have.
I mean, listen, I didn't need to know what you were doing with my photos. It's really just a picture of me. I never posted like any like provocative photos.
Right,
it's not who I am. I never will. And like you said, it's different for you. Like, people love Michelina.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she is.
That's what everybody asks about is Michelina. I love seeing Michelina. So like,
she's going to have her own spinoff.
And I don't want to say I use her, but like, people really love to see what she's up to.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, this kid is going to go freaking far in life because I don't know.
She's a star.
She is a star. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but like, how, people brag about their kids, but
no, she is. She's a star. She has that it quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God bless. Well, that's how we're going to end it. It's God bless.
So we're going to have a parenting expert come on. We're going to. Yeah. That's going to be one of our goals. We're going to do that.
I would love that. So let us know what you guys think about parenting skills and maybe tips or tricks that you guys have for us that
because we're
struggling. So if you've been through it and there's things that worked for you guys, definitely drop a comment below, let us know, and you can even let us know what you think about putting your kids on social media as well. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Is It Bedtime Yet?
Is it bedtime yet? Make sure you like and subscribe and review.
All right.
Bye.